I want you to imagine two magic coins. One coin is in Tokyo and the other coin is in New York. Now, these two magic coins are magically connected to each other. So when you flip the coin in Tokyo one way, because the other coin in New York is influenced by that coin, it instantly picks up on that and flips the other way. This is called quantum entanglement, and it's when two or more particles are actually linked together. Einstein called this spooky action at a distance, because what do you mean two or more particles that are not even in the same vicinity are influencing each other? This is why when you interact with anyone and you create any kind of emotion, whether that's a partner or friendship or family, you are quantumly entangled with that person. So you may feel them thinking about you, okay? Because there is this line, this influence, all right, that you have created with them, all right? This is why you can think of someone and they'll text you or call you, or vice versa. Now, in the spiritual world, this can also be called soul ties, in my opinion, okay? But you can either create a destructive soul tie and quantum entanglement with someone. This is why it's very hard. One of the reasons why it's very hard in a breakup when you've known someone, even if you know that it is not an ideal situation for you, or friendship or family, why you'll continue to think about them. But what if you created this soul tie and this quantum entanglement with the highest version of yourself, the one who is healthy, the one who is wealthy, the one who is rich and resourced, the one who is no longer grieving from heartbreak or pain or disappointed, the one who has courage and confidence and certainty that they get to live the life of their dreams. I'm imagining now Michael Jackson. He would, for Thriller, he would stand in the mirror and say, biggest selling album of all time, or something like that. And then he would imagine that he was that version of himself. He was creating a quantum entanglement, a quantum soul tie with the highest version of himself. He also would write down his intentions. He had, I think it was like 1979, I was looking it up, where he wrote down his intention for his success. He was creating a soul tie, not with other people, but he was creating a soul tie with the highest version of himself. So I want to ask you, how often do you visualize, do you assume the identity of the person who is rich, who is resourced, who is happy, who is healthy, who doesn't need confirmation from other people, doesn't need validation from other people, and who gets to live a life of joy? How often do you imagine what they would be doing in their day-to-day? How often do you imagine what they would wear, what they would say to people, how they would move about the world? Because if you're not visualizing that, if you're not assuming the identity, if you're not consuming content of like-minded individuals, of the highest version of yourself, then how can that version pull itself to you? When Michael Jackson did those practices, what he did every single time he imagined, right, that version of himself, he was pulling that soul tie, he was pulling that version into his physical reality. But if you're not touching that reality, if you're not creating that quantum entanglement and soul tie with the highest version of yourself, they cannot meet you. So consider creating a soul tie with the wealthiest, healthiest, happiest version of yourself.